YouTube. Welcome to my first YouTube video, and it is going to be about my Condor recon chest rig. This is how I have it loaded up for WROL, 6 magazines up front. I have an example here. You can hold AK magazines in this. They don't look very pretty when you have them double stacked, but you can hold them. These are AR-15 magazines. Some of them sit lower than others. It's the short one. Now, onto the actual rig itself. So, 6 rifle mags. It comes with these six rifle and 6 pistol magazines. I'm not sure if on the multicam model they are removable, but on this one, the black, they are not. They're sewn in, but they work. Take an old, your typical double stack magazine or 1911 mags in here. I have a zip tie in one for restraints. It does a cross in the back, the rig itself. Now these buckles on here, people bash having the buckles here, but it really doesn't interfere with my shouldering because I shoulder high. That's why I can have my knife here, because I shoulder high. That's where I'm comfortable. You can remove the flaps to the pistol mags, and you can see it gives you a little bit of access. Light's bad. It can give you access to a molly webbing right here. Now these are the dump pouch, the canteen pouch, and this utility and this other pistol mag pouch are all added by me, as well as the knife. They're all added. So I have my first aid kit on here. Look at that. I have a series of first aid on it. I have gauze, assorted trauma dressings, gloves, assorted ace bandages and tourniquets, some paracord for either lowering people. I have paracord down here for making a stretcher that I have used to make a stretcher before. I have a smoke grenade, yellow for signaling. I just taped it, duct tape color. I taped it with duct tape just to make it look a little bit nicer. I have an Israeli trauma dressing in the back. I don't feel like taking everything out, because everything's really packed in. I have a flashlight here, one of my 3 flashlights. My third light is not on here that I would use to tape to my gun. That's not on here because that typically goes on my rigger's belt on my pants. There's my pocket knife that I always have. Beat up looking, because I use it though. So that's my first aid kit. You gotta have tape in there, medical tape and electrical. I gotta put a new roll of electrical in there since it's getting low. There's molly webbing on the outside, but I don't really use it, because one, it would just stack out too far, and if I'd go prone or for shouldering my gun, it's just not comfortable. I'm sorry. It just isn't comfortable to have stuff stacked out past here from going prone and crawling and stuff like that. Dump pouch. This was not made to be a dump pouch. This is a homemade one, but something's better than nothing. And this is a big bag. You could fit a head in here if you wanted to. And what I did was I cut little slits in here, and then I zip tied it down right there with some regular zip ties, not police ones. And it has a little cinch down tie here for cinching the pouch itself shut. If you need to. You really don't, because the bag's deep enough that the mags don't really fall out. Even in training, I've used this at a variety of things, more or less hiking and doing like patrol type stuff up in the woods, like up in the woods and mountains. There's my canteen pouch. I typically use this for a canteen. You can, as you can see, that's the flap. This is legit Marine Corps issue. I got this at a gun show with a canteen in it for $8. So, what you do to put the canteen in there, you can either have the flap up, but it looks better when you have the flap tucked away. Tuck the flap away, buckle it, and the actual top of the canteen comes out through here. Or you can have it closed over and have it buckled, and you can hold 5 AR mags, 3 AK mags, or 44 12 gauge shells in this pouch. So I'd highly recommend using it if you want like a universal magazine pouch. Here is a U.S. Army issued 9mm pistol mag pouch. I'm just using it to, it's a snap, not Velcro. Hold my multi-tool. That's just a cheap one. I don't have a good one in there. The Gerber's in my dad's car right now. This is all acquired by me. Some of this stuff was given to me. For instance, this and this were given to me by a friend. Gloves, basic survival items, matches, toilet paper. This came in an MRE. It has sugar and stuff for making coffee, which you can fit the canteen cup in here, but it's just a pain to get out. Binoculars, just a cheap pair, and face paint. I have that for just in case if I do need to try and either mask my identity or something, but more or less I have this in here because there's a mirror in there that I can use as a signal mirror. These are just cheap $10 Walmart gloves, and I've used them for almost a year now, and they're holding out really good. Just give me a second, I want to zip this shut. Alright, I'm using my iPod to film. There you go. There we go. The knife. This is an Ontario Spec Plus, I believe. I think you can still get them, but beat up from use. I have this sharpened really sharp. This is going to be you can use it for a survival knife, but its main job on the chest rig is to be a fighting knife. My K-bar and my Sog Jungle Primitive are my survival knives, and they go in my patrol pack or my bug out bag. In the frame there. Yeah, see, Spec Plus. Ontario, USA. Yeah, I know most people think it's in Canada, but there's a company called Ontario, USA that makes stuff in America. And then it also has a glass breaker on the back. See? For smashing a window or something in there, getting into a place. This also, has these. It has a buckle on the back here that swivels, which I find very nice. I believe it does add to the comfort of the rig itself. This is very comfortable. I've had this completely loaded down fully, and it's still comfortable wearing it for hours on end. You see this swivels like that, so it's supposed to move with you, so it's a bit more comfortable. And this is a relatively cheap rig, and it's great value, great quality for its price. I have had the molly webbing starting to stretch, but I don't see any signs of it breaking. The pouches, this is the Condor pouch, this is Condor. It was multicam, but the person I got it from spray painted it. And these are both Condor pouches, and they cinch down pretty tightly. I mean, I don't have any problem with it sagging or anything. Like some people say, this is a small pouch. I guess you put like a map or a piece of paper or something. ID forms here. I'll clip this buckle real fast. Well, no, not real fast, but there we go. It has these buckles right here for a supposedly quick detach, but I don't really use them. One, because my knife is in the way. I can't really use these buckles for quick detach, but they're fast enough to get out of, because I just undo this one, and then I just throw it away. And there's an admin pouch in here. It's going to be a pain to undo, so I don't really want... No, it's going to be too difficult. I'll try. I'm going to put this down, though. It's ridiculous amount of them. It's like freaking rough as anything Velcro. I just have some cloth in there for helping with fire starting. And some padding, too, for when you're going prone, when you have all these magazines and stuff hitting you in the stomach. It helps to have a little bit of additional padding so it's more comfortable. I have more zip ties in here. Another flashlight. Another flashlight, and more miscellaneous items. And that is about it. I highly recommend buying this if you want to customize it completely to yourself. They do make one that doesn't have any pouches on it. And if you do want to do that, if you want the higher quality stuff, go get the multicam one, because that's licensed multicam from Cry Precision. And that's all I gotta say. Subscribe, rate, and all that garbage.